gonna be safe and sound tonight.
Hello everyone, there's a big change in the social contract version 2.2 for voting. It says that staying home on election day is automatically a no vote. So it helps resist change, and people don't even have to worry about the election if they like the way things are going. So it makes it more conservative, which is always great. You always want to make the contract more conservative. This is eligible voters. It also adds a range, an age range. It actually was 20 to 60, but after doing this math, I changed it for 20 to 70. You'll see why in a minute. This had no age range previously, version 2.1. So this is just an estimate, 10 to 75%. So this is 67% of the population. This is 87. If you change this to 60, it's 54%. So you add an extra 13% of the population being eligible to vote. Your estimated turnout, this is 100% because if you don't show up, it's automatically a no. So that means your total population turnout would be 67. You multiply by 75%. This is actually 2/3. I changed it to 2/3. So that means 44% of the population could change the tax rates. You need only 44% to agree to it. Now here is the issue. This is why this change was made. If there is a small turnout, then this number also drops. So if this turnout was 35%, that means only 30% of the population is showing up, and then you only need 75% of that 30%. So now you're down to 23% of the population could change the tax rates. Compare this to the 44. You have a lower majority, but you have quite literally double the actual population required to change the law. So this is, even though it went from 3/4 to 2/3, the version 2.2 is actually twice as conservative if you have low turnouts like this. And then if you have a turnout of 20%, let's say people just don't care. People just aren't really following things. They don't really care. You have a 13% of the population could successfully vote for a social contract change, which is really terrifying. And the staying home turning into a no vote, that forces a 100% turnout. It's like the opposite of Australia. Australia forces you to go to the polls. Well, this just says if you stay home, it's an automatic no, which is great. And you would be using the exact same data that you have for like your child taxes, your UBI payments, all that stuff. That database would be what you would use for to create this eligible voter number. So you wouldn't even have to count the no votes. I mean, I guess you could count no votes, but you don't even have to. It wouldn't even be necessary. But anyway, I guess that's some interesting math I wanted to do regarding the Arkology democracy voting, which is very, very different from what we're going through right now. You could even change this to, like, if you do 84%, this is for your social contract changes, only 56% still. Really fascinating how it's barely half. It gives you an idea of how 30% of the population voted for Joe Biden and he's becoming president. You could change the social contract with only 56%. 13. This is unacceptable. 13%. Anyway, that's it. Thank you and have a nice day.
It's over. Nobody wins.
If you want to see a new and better world come to fruition, as I do, then like, share, and subscribe. You can find an incredible amount of math, knowledge, and 3D renders by clicking on the channel name. And remember, we need you to help spread this vision across the internet for all to see and become familiar with. Let us build this new world together.